Hi everyone, so in my last video I showed us how to paint a croquis, although I used the back of a croquis. So I'm just going to show us how to paint the front view of your model, or the front view of your croquis. It's also the same thing. You sketch out, you block paint, then you multiply, you go to another layer, multiply, and you add shades to the side. It's the same thing we are going to be doing here, although I've done it before, so I'll just be opening up my layers so you'd see how I achieved this look. The first thing would be to sketch out the pose, sketch out your model. So I showed us how to sketch out. You can draw your own model yourself on this app, using this app, or you can actually draw it on paper, import, then sketch it out, or you can go on Pinterest or any other place, maybe anywhere that you feel you can get models or croquis from, import it, sketch it out. So you can use any of the three methods that I've mentioned. Then the second thing you do is to open another layer and then block paint. So this is my block painting here. Now I'm not sure I mentioned it, but your I'm not sure I mentioned it earlier, but your black lines, this one, before you block paint, this particular one has to be on top. I think I did. It has to be on top. Every other thing you do comes beneath it. To be understand, normally when you add a new layer, it comes on top. But when you're adding a new layer this time around, please let your black line be on top of that new layer, just your black lines alone, so you can see what you are doing. I think I mentioned it. So you block paint, and this is me block painting. I said I've done it earlier, so I'll just be opening it up. We've done it together before, and I've done this one on my own, so I'll just be opening it up to show you that it's the same thing. So on another layer, you click the plus sign, then you multiply. I showed us this part, this blending part, although it will not show here because I've done something on it and then I've closed it. But then you multiply and shade the sides just like this, so it gives us something like this. So I went ahead to fix her hair. So this is, or I can decide to just go with one part. See, but this one is just by the way. This is not part of body painting. So you still understand layers and how to open and close it, not delete it, how to open and close it, so depending on what you want to do. Then I added glow, just to add a bit of drama here and there. I added glow to her body. I think something is wrong because I'm not supposed to have two collarbones here, but I'll check it out later. Then I think I went ahead to add, I wanted a bit of texture to her skin. Let me close it, let me zoom in. So this is her skin. Normally, personally, I just wanted a bit of texture, so I added this. See the difference? Let me close it again, then let me open it. So that's it. Then I went ahead to um this for makeup, just apply eyeshadow. Now I don't want this, so I just close it. I closed it. Then makeup is optional. It depends on who is doing the. Okay, so I think I'm going to. All right, I understand this now. Then I went on, I opened another layer, did another multiply because I wanted something darker. I wanted a very dark skin tone, very dark skin tone. So I went, I opened another layer, changed it to multiply, then applied this. So you can see the difference. It's actually making it darker. Let me close it. Let me open it. Let me close it. So we can see the difference. So depending on how dark or how light you want your model to be, there's no rule that says your model has to be this dark or your model has to be this fair. Just depending on what you want to do or what your client is asking for. So that would determine what you are doing. So I guess that is just basically, skin painting. I'm not just doing this all over again, but we have done it before. We did this in the last video. So I did more detailing for our lips, for our hair. So I added more shades there. Then nipples. Although you might really not need this because at the end of the day, your outfit would cover a nipple. So you might not want to add the nipple because except except you are doing a design that has to show. And really, I don't know. I'm really not sure. Even because even if you are showing anything, I'm not even sure people show nipples. So you might not really, but you might need it in case you want to sell your croquis. So it will look like the human figure, like human. So it will look that part. You might just want to add your nipples there just for, you want to be detailed. Then these are just extra things I did. So this is coming here. So I just wanted to make the jawline more is it prominent now. So you see I just made it darker so you can see the difference. So I'm just opening them up and that's it. So we have my model. Let me show you the full hair if you want the full hair. So if I want both sides, but sometimes I it's not every time I want both sides. Sometimes I just like it maybe just one bone. But sometimes I like the two. But if I just want one, then I close the other side. Now this is why you don't do everything on one layer. So you can close the other one and then you can have varieties. But if you do them just on one layer, there would be issues with cleaning. You're cleaning a part, you have to get another part, so many what's it called, issues. Now we have our croquis now, and meaning that we can start with the dresses, with the outfit. We can start putting dresses, we can start drawing our dresses on our croquis because our croquis is ready or our model is ready. Now you start with your black pencil. I mentioned it also that anytime I want to draw my croquis or anytime I want to draw any outfit, I start with the black pencil. Before I add any other color, I start with my black pencil, so it serves as a guideline. Then I'll know, okay, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm following. So basically, let's just do a simple gown, a very, very simple gown. I know we still know this part, we still understand this part where we get our brushes, our settings. I can reduce the size, I can increase the size, but for this particular one, I'm reducing the size. And basically I just want to do, something something so simple, maybe just a very simple gown. So you start this way. You just start tracing out the style. Now I can't say this is how you should draw your style. We all have styles that we want to achieve. I'm just showing you how to go about it. So you can just start, think of something or a particular thing that has something that you've always wanted to draw. Think about it at this point, then just start illustrating it, start drawing. So I'm just going to pause this, finish up finish up with, because I'm not sure I have a particular style in mind, but let's see how this. So I'll just draw the black lines, start it over again, then let you guys see what I've done before we now start painting, start shading, adding shadows, light and everything. Okay, so I've traced it out. I had to pause it because I was not sure what I wanted to trace at first. I was thinking of a style that I could trace out. So let me show you what I did. This was what I did earlier. Let me close this. We all know how to close. So this was what I did. This was the what I was trying to do. But I don't know, I was not really feeling it. So I just changed it to this particular one. Okay. So it's really just one of those things that you just have to do immediately. So it was not planned, but you get the idea. Just sketch out anything, but please plan it. Probably you have a mood board that you are following, you have a design that is inspiring you, or you have some other things like that. But for this is just for the tutorial. Now the next thing you do is open another layer. Now this is, or okay, this is part of it too. All right, so these are my lines. I did them on separate layers. Let me show us. This is this. Let me zoom in. So you see, once I close, that part is moving out, that part is closing up, or it is disappearing. Then this other part, this is the, okay, this is for this part. So I did this for the skirt part, then this is for the upper bodice. So I just did them on different layers, just in case I have to erase something, it does not tamper with the other side or the other one. So I did them on separate layers. Now I want to paint. I'm going to use red. I don't have any ashwebi that I'm planning to use. I'm just going to use let's just imagine she's going for, what kind of outing will this fit? All right, let's finish before I before I try to think of it. Now my coloring would be beneath my black lines, just like I said earlier, and that is because I want to be seeing my black lines, and I want to be sure that, oh, I'm following what the idea in my head. I'm not doing something out of it. Let me show us now. These are um these are my black lines. Let me just click on this plus sign, then pick red. So I'll show you why it has to be beneath it. So if I paint, it's covering my black lines, and once I fill, I know we can still remember how to fill, I will not see any of these black lines again. Then I'll be trying to think, oh, where's the cut supposed to be? Probably where is this supposed to stop? Because you should have filled all this place. Then where's this particular design here? This particular design, this one here. Where is it supposed to stop here? Now that I've covered it. So do you understand? So do not do it. Let me just delete this. So please always do it beneath. So these are my black lines. I'm just going to do it here. Do you see? It is below, not above like I did earlier. Now let me show you what would happen below. Let me paint. So you see, I can still see my black lines, and that is because when I want to shade, would see the usefulness when we want to shade. So I would know where to put some things, where not to put some things. So you see, I can still see my black lines. So I can even decide that, oh, probably I want this place to be red, I want this place to be blue, but this line will be the end point for my red, and then from there I'll begin my blue. Do we get? So now this is not red enough. I like it really, really red. So I'm just going to go back to my color wheel and just move this part. But this is just my own preference. If you like any other color, please go ahead and use any other color. So I'm going to block paint. I'll pause it. I'll block paint everything. We know how to block paint, so I don't want to waste time block painting. So you just follow the black lines and block paint everything. So once I'm done, I'll just fill. So you can see what I'm doing. Then I'm connecting everything. I am connecting. I do not have any broken line. I'm not stopping here, then starting from here. No, I am connecting everything so that when I want to fill, there would be no problem filling it. Don't worry about those ones that they are spilling out of my body. I'll just clean it once I'm done. I'll erase once I'm done. So make sure you are connecting your lines. There are no broken lines. else you'd have to do it all over. You'd have to start again, because it will not fill without your lines, except your lines are connected. So I am done. Now let me just fill. All right. So now there's this part where I'm not supposed to fill, this particular part. So I'm just going to clean it up. That's the space between our arm and our body. Let me just reduce opacity so I can see what I'm cleaning. And then this small space too. Then I can increase it back. So yes, this is it. Now the next thing, just like what we did when we were body painting, we'll open another layer, and then we multiply. You click on it, you click on that layer, this blending part, you click on it, take it away from normal, move to multiply. Then you take your airbrush. You remember our pencil, our airbrush, our eraser, hard eraser, our soft eraser. So my airbrush, maybe increase it a bit, increase the flow to a bit. Then I'll just the same way we did for our croquis when we're painting our croquis, you give the side shadow. Although most times I feel this too thick, so let me just start again. Multiply. So I'm reducing my flow because I want it you know what, this lower part of the gown, I'm just going to all right. So what I did was to turn it into a short dress. I didn't like the overflow that I was having, that thing. Not that I didn't like it, I didn't there was just something wrong with it that I wasn't comfortable with, so I changed it. Now I click on the plus sign, then it moved me to another layer. Now I'm going to click on that layer, change it to multiply, and take my airbrush. Then do this. You see, I'm just applying shadow to the sides, under bust, where naturally your light would not hit. So they are supposed to be darker than other parts, you know. Then maybe reduce. Then I might just highlight this place, this part. Then most times I do my multiply on different layers too, so if I have to clean something, it does not interfere with the other one. Now I want to work on this thing that looks like the jacket, so multiply again. Then but I'm doing it on another layer, so it will not interfere with my gown, just in case I have to erase anything. Let me increase this. and reduce it so I can do this. All these things that are spilling out of our body, we're going to erase it, like these ones here. Now we can see the difference. Let me close this multiply layer so you see why we multiply, or why we add shadow. Let me just close it. Look at it, then look at it now, and we're not even done. So it gives you this near perfect picture. It makes it look so realistic. Yes, it makes it look so realistic that it feels that instead of you just submitting, or probably you're doing it for someone, instead of just giving the person this, that all right, although the person can get the idea, or with this you can get the idea of the outfit, but you don't want to stop here. You want to go a step further and do this. Now we're not done. We're still going to, so once I've done this, I know I really know the details of my outfit right now, so you can go ahead to reduce the opacity of your black lines. You can reduce the opacity of your black lines at this point so they are not so obvious. Now there's no particular number that you have to reduce it to, so I can't say reduce it to just when you feel, oh, it's okay, probably, or I want to see more, I want to see less, just depending on you. So I feel I prefer this way. I want to reduce this. So just play around with it until you are okay, until you are satisfied. My black lines are still there, but they are not so obvious. Then anyone I feel that is it's actually not looking well, I can clean. No, just this part. Yeah, and this part. All right, so maybe I'll still reduce it. Then you can start to clean, or you can start to erase. Let me close this. So we can start by erasing the red dress itself. Anything that is just out. So zoom in. All right. So just take out time to erase. Now when I was filling, this particular place didn't feel well, so I'm just going to fill it up well. We said it the other time when I was doing this for the croquis. So if anything is not feeling well, just go ahead and use your pencil to fill it well. Let me see if you have other parts. Okay, so I think that's it. Back to my eraser. So you erase. Please take out time to erase. Alright, so the next part I want to erase is the first multiply. Anything that is spilling out of your outfit, just want to erase it. Anything outside. Then the second part. Erase. Now please take note that anywhere I'm erasing, that is where on this layer level, you see this blue box. It should always be on where you want to erase. If my blue box is here, it will erase the gown. That is because it means I don't want to erase anything here. So please, it should always be where you want to erase, not just anywhere. So this particular one is not on this layer, it's on this layer. So I would go back so you can understand what I'm saying. See, when I was on this layer, it was not erasing, but that is because this particular this particular shadow is not on this layer, it's on this layer, so I'd have to move it to be able to erase it. Then I want to erase this part of the shadow that is also covering her nails. You just want to be so detailed with your work. This part too. So you can see then the next thing, I'm still going to use my pencil and probably take the shade a slightly deeper to do this, just to show that this part is going to the back. So you can see this is just to show that no, so I'll go back to my original color using my color history. So that's another benefit of having your color history. Instead of saying, oh, which how am I going to get that particular shade, how am I going to get it back? So I used my color history. Now we're seeing the usefulness of some of these features that we talked about in the first video. I just thought about adding more. I really don't know. Probably I'll do it on another layer and see if I like it. I'm just thinking of adding more shadow to it. See if I would like it to come out well. No. No, let me see. I've reduced opacity and it's not looking bad. All right. So the next thing to do just images. So the next thing to do here is to take your eraser. Most times I like using my soft eraser for this. Reduce the size, probably increase the amount erased. Then you clean the sides So you see, slightly, not so much. You clean the sides like this. Just the sides. It's not so visible the way I'm doing it, but you can see that I'm cleaning something. Just the sides. Like that. Then you do the same thing for this part. Okay, this is not the same thing here. Okay. So the next thing you do is click on this plus sign. It brings you to another layer. Click on that layer. Instead of multiply now, see this screen. Click on screen. Now, this circle, this thing here, you know we're using a darker shade of red. Just increase it to a lighter shade of red. I think this is okay. I think we use this. This is better. Oh, that's looking pinkish. Okay, so you click on screen, and then that side that you erased, you just, so I chose this, or let me make it brighter a bit. You go to your airbrush. I've reduced the size, I've reduced the flow, or maybe I can increase the flow a bit. So you just, that side that you erased, so you are doing this to give it a round look. And then you do the same thing for the second side. So I just wanted to add shadows, highlight. I'll show you the band. Shadows, highlight, and that's it basically. So I'm just going to go ahead and just finish it up, maybe with the shoes, add something to the hair. Probably I'll just do something, and I'll let you see the final look. But this is what you do. The dress, you do your dress, the outline of the dress, you block paint, the shadows, the highlight, and then you have your outfit. So that would be it. I'll show us the final look once I'm done. So this is the finished look. I changed the hair, the lipstick. I think that's basically what I did. Then the shoes. So this is it. And that will be it. Thank you.